What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin, and thank you. Thank you to everyone who subscribed to this channel, whether you were the first subscriber or the 2,000 subscriber, because we just hit 2,000 subscribers last night. That is absolutely insane. When I started this channel a little under a year ago, I thought to myself, hey, if I can get to 1,000 subscribers in 2 years, maybe we got something here. We got to 2,000 subscribers in less than a year. You guys are the best, and I really, truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for supporting this channel every single day. It means so much to me. And to thank you guys for 2,000 subscribers, I figured we'd do a fun video where I try to make all of you guys mad. Now, I'm not actually going to try and make you mad, but what we are going to do today to celebrate the 2,000 subscribers is we're going to go over your hot take. I asked you on YouTube, I asked you on Twitter, what are your hottest Red Sox takes? And you guys had some fantastic ones. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go over your takes and whether or not I agree or disagree with them. But before we get into that, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button because 2,000 is fantastic. Let's see if we can keep this thing rolling. Plus, I talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. It helps out a ton and would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. So like I said, I put this prompt on the screen on YouTube and on Twitter. What are your Red Sox hottest takes? You guys had some fantastic responses. So I'm going to see if I agree or disagree with you guys. Let's get into it. And we're going to start with the YouTube side of things, where we're going to start with my personal favorite, which is Corbin makes it to 5K subscribers. That would be absolutely fantastic. If you guys do not know, once we hit 5K subscribers, I'm getting the tattoo of our YouTube channel logo on my body somewhere. So that's a good one. Yes, I agree. This community is too fantastic to not get there. Number 2 is Chaim Bloom is done after the 2023 season. Now, I assume this means he's going to get fired. And this one, I don't know if I can agree with. I think it's a pretty strong possibility that that could happen. But if Chaim Bloom turns into Midas this offseason and truly does everything correctly and puts together a great ball club, and we either make a deep playoff run or we are dominant during the regular season, I could see him sticking around a little bit longer. So I'm going to go tentative agree for right now. The next one on YouTube that I want to talk about, Ryan Brazier smells bad. Now, I don't know whether I could fully agree with this one, but if I'm ranking a list of guys who I probably think smell best to worst on the Boston Red Sox, I'm putting Ryan Brazier towards the bottom. So just because of that, we're going to have to agree. The last one we're going to talk about on this YouTube side of things is trade Chris Sale. Now, I'm going to disagree with this one. I think there's still something left with Chris Sale. He's had a ton of freak injuries. He's going to come into 2023, hopefully fully healthy. So we'll see where that goes. And I am expecting kind of big things out of Chris Sale next season. So I'm going to disagree with that statement. And that is kind of the wrap up of the YouTube Red Sox hot takes. There were a lot more on Twitter, so let's get into them. All right, the first one from Twitter we have here is that Alex Verdugo is a future batting champion, and I totally agree with this statement. Yes, I think that at some point in his career, Alex Verdugo will be in contention at the bare minimum for a batting title. And the reason for this is pretty simple. Alex Verdugo is really hard to strike out. He makes a ton of great contact, not exactly a power swing, but definitely a contact swing there. And on top of that, after this season, the shift is going to be modified a ton, right? You're not going to be able to move as much as you did in years past. And I think that's going to benefit Verdugo more than it's going to benefit anyone on this Red Sox team. So yes, I think Alex Verdugo has the capabilities of becoming a batting champion. The next one is another Chris Sale prediction, and that is next year, Chris Sale is going to have a 5+ ERA in the first half of 2023. So the Red Sox decide to put him into a closer role and he becomes dominant. I'm going to disagree with this one. I do not think the Red Sox are going to put Chris Sale anywhere near the bullpen. I think it'd be really, really interesting for sure, but I think Chris Sale comes back in 2023 healthy and does really well. So I'm going to disagree with this one. The next one here is Garrett Whitlock will provide more value to the Red Sox as a starter. I don't really know where I stand on this one. Garrett Whitlock has been absolutely lights out in the bullpen. They obviously think there is something there in a starting pitching role. We haven't exactly seen it translate to the actual field yet, where Garrett Whitlock was pretty much a little bit below average starting pitcher in baseball when he was a starter. So I'm gonna agree. I think that there is a lot of potential there with Garrett Whitlock to be a shutdown starter, but only if the Red Sox genuinely go and overhaul their bullpen in the off season. The comeback of Matt Barnes is nothing short of inspirational. I completely agree with this one. Him coming back from an injury, him coming back from having one of the worst ERAs raised from a reliever in baseball, from going from the highest to highest to lowest to lows, and now he is a competent reliever again. That is absolutely awesome. It really is. It's inspirational, and I truly think that if Matt Barnes is even a shell of his 2021 first half self, which we're kind of seeing in the second half of 2022, that he can be an important part of this bullpen going forward. So yes, agree to this statement 100%. Chaim Bloom will not only sign Judge and Rafi Devers, but he will sign a top 10 unrestricted free agent. Now listen, I would love Aaron Judge on this team. I just simply don't know if either the Mets or the Yankees are going to let him go anywhere else. I think that's going to be a huge bidding war, and I don't think anyone outside of New York is going to be able to win it. So I'm going to say just because he put Judge in there that this is a disagree. I do think Chaim Bloom's going to make a lot of surprising moves this offseason. We have way too much capital for him not to, and I hope one of those is extending Rafi Devers, because if that was the answer, then yeah, I totally agree with that. I think Chaim Bloom's going to go after Rafi hard this off season. After that, we got Brian Bayo is an all-star in 2023. I'm all in on this. I've been saying for a while on this channel how much I've loved watching Brian Bayo develop on this Red Sox team, and he's only gonna get better. He's only gonna get more experience. He's only gonna have more coaching, more mentoring, right? So he's only going up from here, hopefully. And I think 2023, yeah, that's a good year for him to finally settle into a role, probably in the 5th spot in our rotation to start the year, and just watch this kid fly. I could 100% see him being an all-star in 2023. So yeah, I'm going to agree with this one. Tristan Casas runs away with the AL Rookie of the Year by a landslide. I don't really know. I was trying to do this the other day, actually, where I was going to look and see who the other technical rookies are next year and what the competition is going to be for Casas. I guess we'll see kind of when spring training ends and see who kind of makes these rosters, but I totally agree with this. The poise that this young kid has at the plate, the fact that he only hits bombs and only hits bombs against the Yankees for some reason is a huge sign. His walk rate is high, his whiff rate is a little bit higher than I'd like, but he's going to adjust to major league pitching and he is going to dominate. So yes, I fully agree with this. Devers wins MVP next year and leads the league in home runs. I'm gonna half agree to this, and the only reason I'm gonna half agree to this, actually, you know what, I'm full agreeing. Forget that. I think that there is a huge possibility that Rafael Devers, especially if he signs a big deal this offseason, comes into 2023 knowing where he's going to be for the next, 8-9 years, knowing what his place is on this team, and he's going to explode. He's always been capable of leading the league in home runs. We saw this year how capable he is at doing everything else. If he can put that together, it's going to take a lot to beat Shohei Ohtani, but I think if anyone on this Red Sox team can do it, it's Rafael Devers. Reese McGuire is the next Alejandro Kirk. I absolutely love this one. I think 100% Reese McGuire can be the next Alejandro Kirk. He's a guy who can play great defense, who can hit for contact really well, only hits home runs against the New York Yankees, but hey, that's all I really care about. So yeah, I think Reese McGuire could be a great addition to this Red Sox team. In fact, if we go into 2023 with Reese as our starter and Connor Wong as our backup, or they kind of share the position, I'm totally okay with that, because I think both of these guys can do really, really well given a full season on this Red Sox team. Bayo starts opening day 2023, barring a huge signing. I'm going to have to disagree with this one. I think Bayo should be in the rotation 1,000,000%. I actually think he will grow to become this team's ace by the end of 2023, but I think to start 2023, you're looking at probably Chris Sale to open up next year, or a signing, right? He said barring a signing, so I'm not going to talk about that too much, but I do genuinely think that Chris Sale will probably get the nod for opening day 2023. Pivetta will lead the league in ERA and Ks next year. I'm going to disagree with this one. I had high hopes for Nick Pivetta in 2022, and obviously things didn't go great for anything in 2022, but I just think that there was so much left to be desired for Nick Pivetta in 2022. I think he will be better in 2023, but I don't think he's got the capability to lead the league in ERA and Ks. I love the positivity though. Bayo wins a Cy Young in the next 3 years. A lot of Brian Bayo responses on this one, which is pretty interesting. I agree. I think that, yeah, there's a possibility that Brian Bayo wins a AL Cy Young in the next 3 years. He has all the makings of such a dominant pitcher. He just needs to fully put it together, and we're starting to see him slowly pull it together within the last couple starts that he's had. So yeah, I could 100% see Brian Bayo absolutely bursting out in 2024, 2025. Aaron Judge on the Red Sox makes them an automatic lock for the World Series. I'm going to disagree. Even if we get Aaron Judge, there's still a ton to be desired with this pitching staff. You're going to need at least 2 more starters. You're going to need at least 1 dominant closer and a couple, I would say 2 arms in that bullpen on top of everything else. So pitching wins championships. As fun as it would be to have Aaron Judge, we got to get our pitching straight if we want to be legitimate World Series locks. The Red Sox win 96 games next year. I'm going to agree. I think that, yeah, we make the right moves next season, and we go into this next offseason, we go into this 2023 season firing on all cylinders and absolutely come back for vengeance. So yeah, I'm in on 96 games. He also said Alex Verdugo will be an all-star candidate, and yeah, I agree with that one as well. So 2 for 2 for you. Yeah, Alex Verdugo is going to have another good year next year, and probably if he even has a full year of what we saw in the second half of this year, then yeah, I think he's an all-star lock. So agree and agree. So this one's a 2-parter, and that is Miguel Blaze is going to be a top 30 prospect in all of baseball next year. I'm going to disagree. I think he'll be top 50 for sure, but top 30, I don't really know if that's going to be possible. I think that this kid Blaze is going to be a great prospect as he moves up through the minor league system. I think eventually he gets to a top 30, but I think going into next year, he'll be top 50 in my opinion. So that's going to be a slight disagree. As for the second part of this one, he said the Red Sox are going to give out 2 $100 million plus contracts, and this one I fully agree with. We just have simply too much money to spend. We have too many holes to fill, and I think that yes, Chaim Bloom wants to spend this money. So yeah, I could 100% see the Red Sox giving out at least 2 $100 million plus contracts. So disagree and agree. Never should have let Kyle Schwarber go. I'm gonna have to disagree on this one, mostly because he has a ton of home runs right now, but the Red Sox, they don't need offense as much as some people may think. They're still top 10 in offensive runs scored in this league while being one of the worst pitching teams in all of baseball. Kyle Schwarber has had a little bit of a rough go of it too in the second half. He's cooled off a lot. His batting average is in the low 200s. He hasn't hit a ton of home runs in the second half, and I think, to be honest with you, if we signed Kyle Schwarber, people would be tearing him apart right now. I'm gonna have to disagree on this one. I did love Kyle Schwarber on the Red Sox, and he did feel like a Red Sox, so that part I agree with, but I just don't know if him being on this team this year fixes all our problem. Bloom isn't doing a bad job. Again, this one I'm gonna agree with, and the reason for that is because last year, 2021, everything Chaim Bloom did seemed to work out perfectly, and if we're grading Chaim Bloom in 2021, it's an A, right? This year, everything did not go that way. He kind of got an F for this year in terms of how he adjusted and reacted to things that happened throughout this year. That averages out to a C. That's dead middle of the road. That's not a bad job. That just means that he had 1 good year, 1 bad year, and I think 2023 is truly the defining year for Chaim Bloom. Another Casas AL Rookie of the Year and All-Star. We didn't talk about the All-Star part of it, but I'm going to agree with this. I'm going to say yes. Why not, right? Tristan Casas, again, all the signs are pointing towards him being an elite hitter in this league, and I think he puts it together before the beginning of next year. So yeah, let's do it. Let's say Tristan Casas is going to be the AL Rookie of the Year and an All-Star. Sean Murphy is the Red Sox opening day catcher in 2023. I'm going to disagree with this. I don't think that Sean Murphy is going to be a guy the Red Sox target. The A's want way too much for him. And on top of that too, Connor Wong and Reese McGuire especially has been electric for this Red Sox team. So I could definitely see them either going the route of getting a less expensive, more grizzled vet than Sean Murphy, or I could see them just going with the tandem of Connor Wong and Reese McGuire. I just don't think Sean Murphy makes sense for this Red Sox team. Red Sox will be a top 3 contender in Judge this offseason. This I agree with. I think the Red Sox are going to push really hard for Aaron Judge. Whether that means they are doing it to raise the price or whether that means they genuinely want him here, either way, I think they will be legitimate contenders for Aaron Judge this offseason. That's going to be a ton of fun to follow, especially on this channel. We're going to have a ton of fun with that, fighting off Yankee fans in the comment section. And the last one on this list is 2023. We are going to have the best rotation in baseball, and he even listed out the rotation he's talking about. He's got Sale, Evaldi, Waka, Bayo, and Pavetta. I'm going to disagree with your rotation. I think that either Waka or Evaldi are going to be, one of the two is not going to be on this Red Sox team next year. The determination of that is probably who gets the better deal in free agency and who doesn't. So in my opinion, there is a chance that the Red Sox can come into 2023 with the best rotation in baseball, but you got to remember, if the Mets retain Jacob deGrom, they will always have one of the best rotations in baseball simply because they have deGrom and Scherzer. There's a chance that the Red Sox can do it, but I think with those two being out there on the same team, it's just simply impossible. And those are the Red Sox hot takes that at least you guys responded, and I appreciate all of them. We had a ton of fun this video. Let me know in the comment section down below, what was the one on this list that you thought was the hottest take, that you thought there's no way that's gonna happen? What was the one that you completely agreed with? And are there any Red Sox hot takes that I missed on this video? Let me know all your thoughts on this down below. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Like I said at the beginning, if you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys hit the like button as well. Helps out a ton, would mean a lot to me. One more thing before you guys go, I just want to say thank you one more time. This video was a ton of fun. The channel getting to 2,000 subscribers is absolutely insane. You guys are by far the best community on YouTube, at least in my eyes. So thank you all so much for 2,000 subscribers. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seat.